Hello, Casey from Interweb Kaiju here. There are so many films that I can put in this quick review roundup. Let's see how many we get through. Jackass 4.5, the weakest of the Jackass movies, but it gives us more bits shot for Jackass Forever, so it's exactly what the .5 film set out to be, just with less laughs. On May 21st, 2022, I gave Jackass 4.5 2.5 out of 5 stars. On to some A24, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Wonderfully made, perfectly acted, fantastically silly and imaginative, a bit winded by the end. On May 23rd, 2022, I gave Everything, Everywhere, All at Once 4.5 out of 5 stars. Burnham, The Inside Outtakes. Not too funny, but I mean, there's a reason why most of it was cut from inside. Some parts are more alt shots than deleted segments. More Burnham is almost always welcome for me, and the outtakes still undoubtedly make you strongly feel the desired emotions. On May 30th, 2022, I gave Burnham The Inside Outtakes 4 out of 5 stars. Ninja, Shadow of a Tear. Oh, this is the second one. Oh, I don't know. I guess I didn't rate the first one. For this one, I just said fights are better than the first. On June 5th, 2022, I gave Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear 3.5 out of 5 stars. Rurouni Kenshin, The Final. It's been so long since I watched the first 3 that I had forgotten that live-action anime manga adaptations could be so good. On June 8th, 2022, I gave Rurouni Kenshin The Final 4 out of 5 stars. House of the Dead. I've been playing the remake of the first game recently and decided to finally check out the movie, which is supposed to serve as a prequel. A big laugh at that notion, by the way. Questionable effects, really questionable writing, especially dialogue. Lots of nonsense. An insane amount of nonsense. So if you want a logical film, don't look here, but honestly, I had fun watching, and it did undoubtedly feel like a brain-dead video game. On June 19th, 2022, I gave House of the Dead 3 out of 5 stars. House of the Dead 2. Decided to watch House of the Dead 2 after viewing the first. This one has just as much nonsense. Just as badly written, again, especially the dialogue, but this time without most of the fun. Barely ties into the first movie. Not sure how it would tie into the games. Also, it's just zombies, mutants, again, no hangman, magician, or any of the other bosses. A chore to sit through. On June 19th, 2022, I gave House of the Dead 2 1 out of 5 stars. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Vader Kenobi scenes are strong, real strong. Owen Baru and Tala were great. The rest is mostly okay, but lots of questionable and predictable writing. Feels like the next rewatch of A New Hope is going to be weird. 3.75 out of 5 on June 30th, 2022. You Might Be the Killer. It was okay, and then it was good. And then it went back to just being okay. Some good kills, a few laughs, and Allison Hannigan somehow looking and acting like the most realistic teen young adult in the film. On July 8th, 2022, I gave You Might Be the Killer 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Seed. I like the lead, some good body horror, the alien is very cute until it starts doing his rapey stuff, but he's an alien and the movie is called The Seed, so expected. I'd watch a sequel. On July 9th, 2022, I gave The Seed 3 out of 5 stars. Let the Wrong One In. Wasn't really expecting much other than figuring it'd be cool to see Anthony Stewart Head as a vampire hunter, and it was. But this was pretty good, especially that shed scene. Also, nice blood fountains. On July 13th, 2022, I gave Let the Wrong One In 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Barge People. Some of the least intimidating antagonists I've seen in recent years. On July 15th, 2022, I gave the Barge People 2 out of 5 stars. That's about fish people. I was expecting something like good, like creature from the Black Lagoon, but definitely not up to that standard. Choose or die. My review just says choose or die. On July 23rd, 2022, I gave Choose or Die 3 out of 5 stars. It's basically a video game. You have to choose or you die. The Black Phone. Solid. Plus the only time I've seen a roundhouse kick during a fight between school kids. On July 24th, 2022, I gave The Black Phone 4 out of 5 stars. Prey. Characters, regardless of realism in personality or mannerisms, aren't interesting or engaging, and their purpose in the story could have been figured out in 5 minutes, but instead we get almost an hour of it. Thankfully, some parts of this were used for decent callbacks. When the predator is hunting, it's usually very good. Inventive kills, music that intensifies. At the end of the day, the filmmakers had an idea that would differentiate this entry from the others in the series, and I think they succeeded. Also, dog is good. On August 5th, 2022, I gave Prey 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Ewok Adventure. Cool stop motion monster. Cool suitmation monster. Awful giant spiders. Awful giant spiders. There's not much here, but that mixed in with some adventuring. Ewok physical comedy and a Jack and the Beanstalk feeling finale. Not great, but not worth the hate it gets. On August 6, 2022, I gave the Ewok Adventure 3 out of 5 stars. For those that don't know, it is a 1984 made-for-TV movie. There's also another one, which is on I have a DVD, it's both of them together. Sympathy for Lady Vengeance. This is one that I wanted to like. Cinematic and art direction visuals are fantastic. The fade to black and white idea is interesting and executed well. The actors do a good job, but the movie really didn't thrill or entertain me despite its awesome eyeshadow and custom firearm. On August 12, 2022, I gave Sympathy for Lady Vengeance 3 out of 5 stars. Day Shift. So, kind of like some of these I want to give extra things. So this is Jamie Foxx and Dave Franco as vampire hunters. Action scenes are better than they should be, aside from that chase. Comedy that works more than it should, a surprisingly fun time. Heather is good. On August 18th, 2022, I gave Day Shift 4 out of 5 stars. Fear Street, 1994. I was pretty lukewarm on this movie throughout, but that last 15 minutes made me really want to watch the next part. Also, that one grocery store kill was great. On September 8th, 2022, I gave Fear Street 1994 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Deadly Spawn. Practical effects are cool throughout, but the movie does drag until the final third. Luckily, that last act is quite good. On September 8th, 2022, I gave The Deadly Spawn 3.5 out of 5 stars. Fear Street 1978. Mainly a flashback sequel setting up the next installment. Basically a callback to 80s camp slashers, but with better acting and barely any fun. The last third again saves this one for me, but not as much. On September 10th, 2022, I gave Fear Street 1978 3 out of 5 stars. Fear Street 1666. I think I just don't really like the flashback stuff. This one has some creepy parts, but still overall not very scary or fun. There's also a lot of homophobia, mob mentality, and a bit of rape culture is bad stuff in there too, which I would normally say isn't a message we really need to keep beating into viewers, but seeing how the last year has gone by, maybe we do. The 90s stuff wins me over again though. Visually interesting, actual suspense, good usage of events that happened in each installment. Probably more of a 3.75 out of 5. The 90s stuff is still super solid. On September 13th, 2022, I gave Fear Street 1666 3.5, or I guess, like I said in the text, 3.75 out of 5 stars. Night of the Demons 3. Angela's back for another Hull House Halloween party. Not much of a party though. Nothing really stands out as good or bad, except for when she he does a blowjob to a handgun and sucks out the bullets. That was wonderful. Interesting idea to have the two worst actors survive so we can hear more flat dialogue from them than the others. On September 15th, 2022, I gave Night of the Demons 3 out of 5 stars. 6 Souls. I was honestly pretty hooked when the storyline started progressing, but by the time the finale hit, I was over it and unsatisfied. Again, at one point, I was quite into 6 Souls. On September 17th, 2022, I gave 6 Souls 3.5 out of 5 stars. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Another instance of everyone being too critical on a franchise revival. There is weird backgrounds in the final scenes and watery looking blood throughout, but it wasn't painful to sit through. Better than Jeepers Creepers 3. On September 24th, 2022, I gave Jeepers Creepers Reborn 3 out of 5 stars. Bodies. I loved that ending. The rest was fine other than some finger-pointing scenes went on too long. Would have helped the movie if the characters were more fun, likable. On October 6, 2022, I gave Bodies 3.5 out of 5 stars. Hellraiser 2022. Movie shines with its visuals, blood, cool designs, and body horror. Not as good as the original, but has to be my second favorite Pinhead and Hellraiser movie. Not sure why so many of the actors in this have resting faces with open mouths. 3.75 out of 5. On October 9th. Bring It On, Cheer or Die. Not a great horror movie or a great Bring It On movie. At least there's some funny lines. Seeing people flip out of the way of deadly projectiles and fight with cheer moves was pretty cool though. A victory cheer comp ending doesn't mean much when we don't know that team's progression or even 70% of the members. On October 13th, 2022, I gave Bring It On, Cheer or Die 3 out of 5 stars. Halloween Ends. A weird movie. Felt like it should have been 2 movies, and one of them is a big why did they think people would want this storyline. There's also one scene in particular that is really bad in execution, bad in thought, and doesn't even really need to be there narratively. That is the mask steal scene. I think most people have seen this movie by now. But at the end of the day, Halloween Ends was okay. Some decent kills, some decent suspense. Maybe the worst out of this trilogy, but not in the bottom bunch of the franchise. On October 14th, 2022, I gave Halloween Ends 3.5 out of 5 stars. Terrifier 2. Wonderful, just terrific gore. I liked the lead. The mom was annoying and the movie does feel a bit long. Some of the stuff at the end seemed out of place. Did I mention the wonderful gore? On October 22nd, 2022, I gave Terrifier 2 3.75 out of 5. Barbarian. It was okay. Characters were good. I feel like people may have overhyped this one for me. On November 9th, 2022, I gave Barbarian 3.5 out of 5 stars. Pearl. Same super solid camera work and cinematography you'd expect from the bigger name A24 outings, but without the X factor. Pacing, interesting kills, excellent supporting cast, fun of its predecessor. The end credit sequence is wonderful though. On November 11th, 2022, I gave Pearl 3 out of 5 stars. Black Friday. It's cool to see Bruce Campbell and Michael Jai White in their roles. Not that the acting needed for those roles was surprising to see from them, but they were enjoyable and both fit wonderfully. I did a video with Mr. Bones for this, but I guess I should finish it anyways. Acting, effects, and characters are fine. This should have been a very fun time, but there aren't enough cool set pieces or ideas to really keep things moving, at least until the giant composite shopper monster, because that is quite memorable. If this wasn't a holiday related movie, it'd be a one and done. Not bad, but not really worth your time in this sea of endless movies to watch. But as the only Black Friday themed horror movie I've seen, I might just put it on every year. On November 14th, 2022, I gave Black Friday 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thankskilling. One of the most memorable opening shots to a movie. Solid concept and title. Stomach bursting scene was nice. Most comedy doesn't land, but there was a couple laughs from me. Acting is bad. Dialogue is bad. Pacing is bad. More better kills may have still saved this. Very surprised to see that this was only 70 minutes after watching. On November 23rd, 2022, I gave Thankskilling 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I reviewed all the other ones, so you knew I was going to get to this one eventually. It is Puppet Master Doktor Death. So this movie redoes a lot of things you've seen in past movies, but I do really genuinely like that the movie is trying to do some horror. I like the lead, the soundtrack is well done, third act is creative and a higher quality in every aspect than the rest. The outdoor digital effects would have been better off omitted completely. The movie seems, well, not very cinematic for most of it. Scenes almost always have just one shot with lackluster camera work. Lighting is probably just what was happening without any post-production. I really wish they spent more time and money on this because it could have been one of the better Puppet Masters. On December 4th, 2022, I gave Puppet Master Doktor Death 3.5 out of 5 stars. It just never ends. I keep watching new stuff. Dragon Ball, superhero. There's the Red Ribbon Army is back again, and Gohan has to be a fighter again. So many concepts we've seen so many times in the series, but it overall works pretty well. The visuals look much better than I expected, much better than the CG fight in Broly, and actually looks good at times. I still never really got used to them though. Aside from that, sort of lacking fight choreography and the insane amount of unearned, unneeded power-ups, transformations, this was a great time that feels very much like the better side of Dragon Ball. On December 10th, 2022, I gave Dragon Ball Superhero 4 out of 5 stars.
Wednesday. I'm not usually into teenage school shows, but like Addams Family, so I'm in. This is good. A good whodunit that gives plenty of clues as to how you keep switching your suspects between real and false. Christina Ricci kills it, but Jenna Ortega really kills it. Just all of it. She did amazing, and that dance to Goo Goo Muck is the best thing I've seen in a long time. This isn't dated, but I gave Wednesday, the series, 4.5 out of 5.
Thanks for watching.